And if I am the stone, then that leaves me wondering in the metaphor, Pastor Charlie, about the sling and the slinger. Can I preach for just a minute? Because if I am the stone, then I need somebody to help me understand how the slingshot works, because I feel like I've been getting shot out of a cannon lately. And I discovered that the modern slingshot is a relatively new creation. It, as you may well know, consists of several things. First of all, a Y-shaped frame on which there are two pieces of elastic attached. The Y-shaped frame with the two pieces of elastic attached to the two pillars and then attached to the pocket is held in the non-dominant hand. For me, that'd be the left hand. And then the projectile is placed into the pocket. And then the pocket is taken in hand by the dominant hand. Then the dominant hand draws back on the slingshot to prepare it for flight. I may need some flannel graph here in a minute if you'll ask them to get ready. I can't get any help here. In other words, the first thing I want to tell you about the slingshot effect is that all of your power comes from God. No. You said amen like church folks are supposed to say amen. But we don't live like we understand all of our power comes from God. In him we move. In him we breathe. In him we live. We have our being. Oh! Wait a minute. Maybe my scientific minds can help me. Because what happens when the dominant hand takes the pocket in hand and draws back on it is the chemical energy that is in the arm of the slinger is transferred to the elastic energy that is in the slingshot, which in turn transfers energy, kinetic energy, to the stone that hurls it through the air towards its mark. The stone has no energy of its own. It starts with the slinger and into the slingshot. I'm about to get myself happy. I came to preach to somebody here this morning that says, I'm ready to quit. I'm too tired. I'm out of joy. I'm out of energy. I don't want to sing another song. I don't want to preach another sermon. God told me to tell you that he is about to draw you back and put power in you that'll make you run through a troop and leap over a wall. Somebody shout, yes! Watch this. Watch this. And here's the other thing. Not only does all your power come from God, but you need to be made aware of that in the process, all of it is in God's hands. No, you're just patronizing me now. You didn't get that. Because if you got that, you wouldn't be nodding at me. You'd be up throwing your songbook at me. The entire process has always been in God's hands. He's got the sling in one hand. He's got the pocket in the other hand. Let me try it like this. I know you blame the devil for everything that goes wrong. But the devil wasn't the one that held you back. The devil wasn't the one that drew you back. I know you felt yourself slipping and you thought, I worked so hard to get here. Why am I losing ground? I pushed so hard to get here and now I've lost my traction. Is it my age? Is it my health? Is it my money? Why am I being drawn back? Come here real close. God told me to tell you that the devil's not the one drawing you back. God's the one drawing you back to set you up for the most significant thing that has ever happened in your life. I'm going to preach that until somebody hollers at me. When God draws the slingshot back, Brother Fred, it is not to injure you, it is to energize you. When God pulls you back, he doesn't pull you back to shut you down. He pulls you back to give you more power than you ever had in your life. Laugh at me now if you want to. Point at me if you want to. Send out your crazy little old text messages about me if you like. But when God gets through, I will have more anointing than I've ever had in my life. He's drawing me. The enemy cannot resist you unless God permits it. And God permits it for your advancement. I know I probably preached this here before. Shoot, I've been preaching it for 22 years. I preached everything I know, everything I ever got from Steve Fender, all the stuff from the old Kenneth Phillips tapes, and then I circled around and preached it all again. So I'm sure I've said this, but I'm going to say it one more time. Job did not know what was happening in the invisible heavenlies. But God is the one that said, it doesn't matter what you do to him. He will never curse me. In other words, God says, I can't answer for the rest of these suckers. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. I love them, but you can't count on these suckers. That's why we can't make them an usher. That's why they can't be a greeter. And the pastor got to give them a full back massage every time he sees them. Hey, buddy, we've been missing you. How you doing? God says, just keep looking straight ahead. I'm not going to call your name. Everybody already knows who I'm talking about. God says, I can't answer for all of them. But Job, that sucker right there, you can't break him down enough to keep him from worshiping. Some of you feel the tension of being drawn back right now, and you don't understand what's happening. You thought you were just about to step into your anointing. You thought you were just about to step into your promise, but you can feel the tension of being drawn back. Let me tell you what's happening. God is showing the devil. Let me prove a point to you, man. I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but I can tell you no matter how far I draw this guy back, no matter how long I pull the pocket back with the projectile in there, when I let it go, that sucker is going to fly to the moon faster than you have ever seen. In other words, when you got up and came to church this morning, you didn't know it, but God had already told the devil, it won't matter if they're sick. It won't matter if they're broke. It won't matter if their spouse goes with them or not. And when you kicked open the back door, walked in this house, threw up your hands and said, I love you, Jesus, God slapped the devil and said, see, I told you they're going to praise me anyway. They hadn't heard anything from me. They hadn't seen anything, but they made up their mind they're going to praise me anyway. God drew the sling back, and Job lost everything he had, but they said, I won't curse him and die. And God drew the sling back, and when he released the swing, Job went where Job had never been, and he received double for everything he lost in his struggle. It is not over for you. It is not over for your family. It is not over for your ministry. God is drawing you back to set you up for the greatest thing that ever happened in your life.